All right, everybody. So today we have our Science Speak bell work for you. Remember, with this, you have about 1.5 to 2 minutes to discuss at your table. I am looking for each person to actually have an opinion on this. Today's kind of focus is on the idea of you hear advertisements for probiotics or good bacteria, and what do you think that actually means? Additionally, I would like you to apply how that is helpful to our world today or harmful. Go ahead, you have 1.5 to 2 minutes right now. The day is then going to be split into kind of two parts. The first part is a TED Talk. I want you to watch this TED Talk because what it actually talks about is using sustainability types of resources to kind of help a nation survive. And since we have been focusing in on our wind power and we'll be moving into our solar power later this week, and Monday is the solar power card day, I thought this would be a perfect time for you guys to go ahead and view this. So at this point, we'll switch gears and you should be able to actually watch the video. When the video is finished, what you're going to be able to do is you're going to finish up your testing if you did not get all of your test number ones completed before yesterday was finished. You're looking for one test or one change that you've done for your constraints, your variables. So if you were working with blade pitch, blade construction, blade length, number of blades, odd or even numbers, or blade design, you should have gotten 3 sets of data 3 times with an average, and each person should be recording that data for your results. Today then, what will end up happening is you have the opportunity to meet with one other group. The couple of things that you are going to do, you are going to collect data from the other group. That means that group is going to share their information. You are going to write it down under your collaborative kind of box there, the second box, and that is where you are going to go ahead and fill out data. You are going to want to ask, what constraints did they change? What did they change each and every single time that they tested? That's going to give you a good idea of what you guys might want to take into consideration about kind of fixing or updating or redesigning with your own design. Just as I was mentioning, your variable tested, this is where you would write down blade pitch, blade construction, blade length, number of blades, odd or even number, or blade design. And you would have, for instance, if I was changing number of blades, perhaps I started with 3 blades here. And I would kind of write that in there. I would get 3 tests and then I would calculate my average. I would do that again, but perhaps instead of 3 blades, this now becomes 5 blades. And then I would go ahead and get my 3 trials there and my average, and then I would go ahead and collect my third set, which perhaps I chose 7 blades, and then I would go ahead and collect my 3 trials there and then my average. Then what's going to happen with your collaborative group? You'll ask them what variable they were testing. They will tell you, for instance, if they were testing blade number, they would tell you, I tested blade 3, blade 5, blade 7. They would give you the data. You would fill in the data in your data table and write down their averages as well. Then what you will do is you'll share that same information that you collected from your group, and you will give that to the group that you're working with, so that way they can fill out the table here. Then what you go and do is you meet back together with your group and you decide if you are going to redesign. Each time that you redesign is, remember, part of your rubric that you should be taking into account other designs. So if I talk to a group and they say, hey, you're going to want to make sure that your pitch is always at 45 degrees, I'm going to make sure that that is something that I'm keeping into account. Does this make sense? I really hope it does, because what this leads up to then is that on Wednesday we're going to go ahead and test and see if you did improve your time. Remember, even if you got 2.8 volts previously, your goal is still to completely, continually score higher. Just as a quick reminder before the TED Talk starts, I want you guys to make sure that you are focused. I want you to make sure that you are collaborating. I want you to make sure that those discussions are strong. And remember, if I receive any names written down, guess what, ladies and gents? That's going to be very much a conversation that you and I will have, and it's going to be a situation where I'm going to take into account when the rubric comes to score you guys on your time. Be on your best behavior, do a good job, redesign. You're going to do fantastic work, ladies and gents. I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.